Pepper, you would never hurt anyone, right? Dog, ah! Let me quickly cover up Spider-Man's face real quick. Mike Turner was an avid outdoorsman who was on a through backpacking hike in Wyoming with his dog. On August 2nd, while he was hiking, a rock slipped and trapped both of his legs, rendering him completely stuck. He had to lay there, endure the elements, and attempted to survive as long as he could. But unfortunately, on August 11th, he passed away, writing in his journal his final thoughts. Now you may be asking yourself, what the fuck are you talking about? The reason I bring up the story was because I heard about it while watching a video one time, and I wanted to look up and do a little bit more research on it because I just found it so interesting. And while I was looking it up, I found a Reddit post about the story that linked to an article, and I was reading it and kind of described the situation, and I wanted to check out the comments. And I was extremely confused because all the comments were talking about how much they hated the dog, how unloyal the dog was, how if that dog didn't exist, he would have never died, and basically blamed the entire situation on a dog. And the post wasn't really about that, it was just about the story and his dog happened to be there. And I was super confused until I looked at the subreddit that I was actually on, which was r/dogfree. And I found myself going on one of the strangest rabbit holes I've been on in quite some time. Essentially, this subreddit hates dogs, wishes they didn't exist, thinks that they are the worst things to ever happen to humankind. If you like dogs, you're an insane, insufferable human being, and you're the reason why society is failing today. And you might be thinking I'm exaggerating, I'm hyping it up for the camera. I implore you to check out the subreddit. And now, my goal of this video isn't to sit here and defend dogs and why I think they're great or what my opinion on the subreddit is, because I don't give a fuck. It's a dog and it's people talking about how they don't like dogs. That's the internet. I have a dog, I hate him. My purpose of this video isn't to sit here and to give my opinion on what people should think about dogs. I don't care if you hate them, that's fine. But I just love some of these stories, some of these people's reactions to situations, how fake they are, and I just have to share some of these with you. I've been screenshotting over the last couple days because they're great. So some of the first posts I saw where I knew I hit absolute gold was actually a reply to a story about a lady who was at a bar and someone brought in their dog and they were extremely annoyed by the dog's presence in a bar. And it wasn't that interesting of a story, so looking at some of the comments, here's some great advice you should do while trying to make sure that someone's aware that you hate that their dog is in a bar with you. You should start holding your nose and keep looking over at it, LOL. Fortunately, she's moved away from me. Hopefully she did get the hints from you and made her escape. You know, I've almost been tempted to have dog hair on me going out. If there's ever a dog inside the pub acting rude, sprinkle it in towards the semi-end of your drink. This isn't about getting a comp to drink. Maybe it'll get management's attention that not everyone enjoys it. Plus, it's a sanitary violation that will cost them. If it becomes stricter and have them be outside, not inside, that's something at least. This person has considered taking dog hair. I don't know where from, because they obviously hate dogs, so somehow they'll have dog hair on them. I don't know if it's in a pocket or next to them, and if there's a dog nearby, they're gonna sprinkle it in, like they're gonna roofie their own drink or something with this putrid dog hair and complain about it to management to get them kicked out of that bar. That is criminally insane. So that was one of the first that I saw, and I was like, okay, this is too good. Discourse with nutters. Okay, context. Nutters are what they call people who basically own dogs. Like if you own a dog and like your dog, you're called a nutter. I don't know. It's a good name, actually. I kind of like it. I'm gonna start calling people nutters. You nutter. Don't be such a nutter. Nutter. Decided to have dialogue with teen dog nutters. They asked why I don't like dogs. I replied, 1, they get in your business. 2, they're really needy for attention. Okay. 3, people take them into restaurants and stores where they do not belong. 4, they shake dandruff. 5, they don't belong in carts, strollers, in costumes. I could see how someone could be unhappy with a dog in a shopping cart where they're then gonna start putting their food. A stroller, none of your business. A costume, what the fuck? They right away jumped in that their dog is family. I said not all their family has to go right. What? Fortunately, one of the kids readily agreed with me that dogs are descended from wolves and are better off being work dogs than huggy, kissy surrogates. It was eye-opening to hear how brainwashed some youth already are really shit beasts. When I asked how he trained them not to pee/poop everywhere, he said he inherited a trained dog, rolling eyes emoji. They're upset about dogs in general. They're needy. They need attention, which is unfortunately. Don't wear costumes. Don't do that. And then they said about wolves and huskies and how they are better being work dogs, which, okay. And then they're convinced that nutters, again, that great word, are brainwashed into thinking that dogs are acceptable to society. I feel like it's just getting harder and harder to stay away from dogs. I see one everywhere I go, and in my small town, all I hear are dogs barking constantly. I can't even go outside and have peace. I usually go sit in an area of a mall that doesn't have too much going on to watch sunsets and relax with a coffee. That is pleasant. I'm glad you get to enjoy that for yourself. Most of the stores are gone, yet people still come up there for the restaurants and stuff. So I'm driving over to my corner spot and hear a chain jiggling, and sure enough, there is someone walking with their kids and a dog. Like they probably let it crap right on the grass there. Pepper, I'm gonna post about you on the subreddit. It's an area where people traveling may stop. One day, I was sitting in my car there, and some guy comes walking up right next to my car with a little dash hound and sets it down in the grass near my car to do its business. Like, I'm sitting right there in the car. Do you think I want you taking your dog to dump or pee near me and ruin my peace? It's an area of nice grass and trees, not dog toilet. It's like people take dogs out like they are their purse or wallet now. Dogs are a part of them, like their arm. You lost me at the end. Recently in my town's Walmart, I cornered and confronted 2 women whose dogs pooped near the pharmacy. They laughed and skirted away. I yelled, "Hey, you forgot your dog poop. Your dog pooped." They said they were getting someone to clean it up. I insisted that one stay to alert people so they wouldn't step in it. The one with the dog left her friend and never came back. I stayed with the other girl until an associate came. So this person's dog went to the bathroom on a Walmart floor, which sucks. And they needed a bouncer to protect people from it, because people don't have eyes or ears or noses. Ears. So they need someone to personally, when they walk down the aisle, go, "Excuse me? A dog pooped right here. You're gonna have to go around." Yesterday, some guy with an off-leash pit was strolling around. My kids asked about it, and I told them that some people are inconsiderate and being dogs where they shouldn't be, and letting dogs in where they shouldn't be, apparently, in a Walmart. Always go in another direction. Don't give them attention. I went to the Walmart website, and there was a place to leave feedback on the left. If you want to leave this feedback, make sure to check the left. Man, these poor kids, man. They just see a fucking dog, and they're like, "That's cute. I like dogs." Don't touch it. Don't go near it. I don't even want you looking in that general direction. I put 3 stars. Damn. 3 stars? I don't know if this Walmart is ever going to survive that 3-star feedback. Let's see what her review was. I always rate 5 stars for the employees, but lately there have been so many dogs that are obviously not service dogs. Dogs growling at customers, pooping on the floor, sitting in the carts my children sit in. Yesterday, there was an off-leash pit bull prowling around. It's unsanitary and dangerous. Almost got attacked on my walk. I'm sorry if this makes no sense. It's a great way to start. If I ever write a book, I'm going to start with the very first sentence saying, "I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense." This just happened less than 10 minutes ago, and I'm still shaking from the adrenaline. I went for a walk this morning, and as I was coming back a few houses down, I noticed a garage door started opening. Out steps a lady, maybe 60 years old or so, and her unleashed dog. Didn't recognize what it was, but it was clearly some kind of mutt. It had gray speckled fur and came up to about my knee. So, how tall is that? What, a little bit like that tall. So, this isn't terribly uncommon for my neighborhood. Usually the dogs are well trained, and if they do try to come up to you, they'll normally stop when their owner calls them. That's good. Not this dog. I'm getting ready to cross the street to hopefully Fuck me. I'm getting ready to cross the street to hopefully avoid the dog coming up to me. And right as I'm about to step on the road, I see the dog start running towards me. It's not running that fast at first, so I'm hoping the owner will call it back before I put in the awkward, oh, he just wants to say hi situation. But then it starts to speed up. It starts barking, nasty barking. And not the he's so friendly kind of barking. He barking. Wait, what? I realize, oh shit, this dog is gonna try to attack me. And I'm spending the last 5 to 10 seconds before it inevitably reaches me, trying to figure out what the hell to do. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. So when it reaches me, I just start backing up as fast as I can while trying to put distance between me and it with my water bottle. Spraying the fucking dog. It keeps lunging at me, but it never makes contact. I notice across the street there's 3 cars parked next to the curb. And I remember a video I saw on here where a guy jumped onto the roof of someone's car. So I decided that's what I'm gonna do. I run across the street and launch myself up to the hood of the closest car. Thankfully, the dog wasn't tall enough to reach me. It eventually loses interest and runs back to its owner. Its owner made absolutely no effort whatsoever to stop the dog, by the way. She was completely silent the whole time and stood in her driveway watching. She let it back inside once it came back and closed the garage door. So this lady opened her garage door to let out her dog through the garage to watch it attack one of her neighbors, who was so mortified she sprayed it with water, ran across the road, jumped onto a car and hood from it just for the dog to come back and the owner to go, okay, that's it, we're done, and walked right back inside. While she started doing that, I was on the hood of the car. I started shaking and crying. A few of the neighbors came out to ask if I was okay, and one of them said they had the same thing happen to them. So this was clearly not some kind of accident. And then everyone clapped. Now I'm just sitting at home trying to figure out what to do. I'm definitely going to file a report. Even if I didn't get hurt, this dog has done this before and clearly had the intention to hurt me. It's going to wind up actually hurting someone. And the last thing I want for someone to be permanently disfigured or traumatized because I didn't bother reporting it. But yeah, great start to my fall break. Oh my God. Was grocery shopping at Whole Foods. You got some cash on you. And saw a dog owner with this Shih Tzu type mangy little dog in the child seat of a grocery cart with no leash. In a grocery cart with no leash. As we walked past each other, I looked at him and said, that's fucking disgusting. A dog in a grocery cart. And in my head, I'm thinking it's rubbing its dirty asshole into the seat where other people's kids go or grocery items go. Dude, some of these, I read some of the sentences. I have a billion things I want to say as like a joke. And I just can't help but just laugh because it's so fucking just insane. He turned around and says to me, WTF, what's that for? This has nothing to do with you. You could have just minded your own business. I look at him and say, it is absolutely my business. I shop here. And if you don't get why that makes sense, I'm not surprised. Man, that's good. There's a whole story. They got quotes and dialogue and everything. She had an amazing quipper. If you don't get that, I get it, nutter. He goes on to say, well, it doesn't matter. The store's policy is dogs are allowed. Ooh, got him with that one. The store does allow dogs, so you're incorrect. I asked him if it was a service animal, and that if it's not, there's no way in hell the dog would be allowed. He persists in stating, erroneously, maybe I'm the true nutter, I don't even know what the hell this word is. And at this point, I tell him that even if that were true, it's disgusting, and he's wrong. Even if that is true, you're wrong. Like, you type that up. That is such a crazy sentence or a thought or something to say to a human being. Even if that is true, you're wrong. I go to check out my groceries and he's doing the same in a different aisle. I asked the manager in the next row over if I would be allowed to bring a non-service dog into the store. He says no. So then I point over to the other guy and say, well, that guy thinks he's allowed to. And he gave me a bunch of shit for disagreeing with him. Manager calls over 2 employees and they all go over him to set him straight and he gets all upset. I can't understand what they're saying, but obviously he is irate. So she's checking out her groceries, goes to the manager and says, hey, do you guys allow service dogs in here? And he goes, nah, we don't do that. And she goes, well, what's that? The manager is so pissed, he calls over 2 of his employees to strut over to that guy with his dog just in the cart to fucking tell him off. You're not allowed in Whole Foods if you don't have a service dog certificate on you at all times. Don't even think about it. Don't come to Whole Foods again. This is my store. This story is so fucking fake. I leave the grocery store amidst the commotion, and as I'm sitting in my car to make a phone call before driving off, I see him walking back to his SUV, SUV owners, with dog in hand, looking all pissed. My window is open, and I'm keeping an eye on him as he walks past my car, because I'm worried he might want to start something, but as we make eye contact, he clearly has nothing to say to me anymore. I shake my head at him as he walks away. I consider this an overall win. God. And I have no filter anymore when it comes to telling people being inconsiderate with their dogs to fix their behavior or fuck off. Because if that's true, you're wrong. I think we should get rid of all dogs.